Alright friends, we're on the next part of our build, fixing the M.2 situation from yesterday. Went to Best Buy, got a replacement, took some finagling and haggling with the store manager, but we got it, and here we are. So we'll start with that, and then it's on to cord management, and then if we have time we'll do the GPU. This one has already, you can see the seal has already been broken on this one because I demanded that they check it in the store. Also, I'm sorry about the color matching on my face. I think in HDR it looks really good, but if it's non-HDR it looks super off. And I gotta continue working on color spectrum issues. I actually will have a camera capture cam link for my Sony a6000 ready to go as soon as we get this new build up and running. These are the screws we unfortunately stripped just a little bit. Okay, I don't think these screws, I think these screws were the ones that like didn't come all the way out. And I really am digging on this screwdriver. I really like how easy it is to just grab this thing and twist it because it's hexagonal and you can grab anywhere along it. As I mentioned last time, I'll have an Amazon affiliate link in the description if you want to buy anything. Just use that. Instead of giving money to Jeff Bezos, you give it to me. And much appreciated. You can use the link to go buy like the screwdriver and other gizmos and doodads and whatnots. I think one of these screws is still that one goes. I think that one goes deeper than this one. But we'll keep back on that. Let's see if it comes out now. Such like tiny little threads. So like thread into the plate first. Double checking my audio again today. They thread into the plate first and then up and over. And I think that the plate is just like a... Yeah, it's just the RGB shines through this, and there's like really nothing to it at all. Alright, let's not totally mess with that thermal pad. Okay, this one just seats directly on, doesn't have the M.2 connector, which is a little annoying. It's like a little bit of the scrunch noise that happens when you seat an M.2 is always super heartwarming. Oh yeah, glad that fits. Alright, we'll go for that screw first, because it's the one I'm most concerned about, if we're being honest. Okay, I was like, I don't think it's going in. It's because they're only threaded on the very bottom part. I'm not super worried about these. I over torqued these other screws way too much. Especially since the GPU is going to just sit right on here. I'll just leave that there. Grab it in just a minute. These ones go for like eternity too, so it's hard to know because it'll get like kind of taut. And it'll give you some friction when it's through the plate, and then it'll kind of go for a little ways with not going through anything, and then it'll get tight again at the bottom. So I think that's why I just over torqued before. But I mean, I think just hand tightening, essentially, with that grip is all you need. All right, we'll remove that once we are ready to get at it for the GPU. For now, though, we get to focus on all the most fun things, which are all these other cables. All right, I'm gonna do my best to show this. Let me swap screens here just so I can. See what you guys see. Yeah, this is gonna be tough today. Well, I'm glad we got an SSD in that box instead of a nicely, perfectly hollowed out piece of pipe, which was fun in its own way. Well, you don't think about it too hard. All right, now for the fun part. Do 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 do. Now, you know what I might be able to do here actually to kind of improve this. It's not perfect, but at least you can see the front side. Okay, let's. I want to sequence this at least a little bit. So we're gonna go for motherboard instructions first. Just so, honestly, I do this just so we don't forget things. It's super easy to like just forget things when you don't do this on a routine basis. Okay, first things first, the most annoying of all of the cables are the power, the reset, the hard drive LED, the power LED, the power LED minus, and then also there also is another one on here for other connectors. Did we jump all the way to the end? I don't think so. Did SSDs? Ah, here we go. From panel connectors, which are like weirdly sandwiched between PCIe slots and M.2s, which, you know, you should probably do your M.2s before you do your PCIes. So I wish the MSI would fix that. Okay. So conveniently, these are all going to come out on top. One of those benefits of doing an inverted build. So we're just going to set all these cables out the back. I know you guys can't see, but I'm just pulling all those cables that we did on the very first run through when we were setting up the board. Oh, not the board, when we were setting up the computer. You know, everything is upside down when we're inverting the build. The case. Okay, I don't know that we have buzzer speaker, but let's check. I do not see buzzer speaker, though there are microphone and headphone jacks, so let's just check on that real quick. Now, notably, we could go over the top with this, but I actually think we want to go through here. I do like that this is compartmentalized. Each of these little, and you can't see it quite right up here, but these are all different sizes, and you can kind of like, and they go different directions. So when you push one open, you can like rest the cords only through one of those. And when we're all done with the build, you guys will be able to see really easily. Okay, so we want from left to right. Okay, the 9 is on bottom. I'm just gonna flip it upside down. This is gonna be easier. Okay, and like to the side, so it's facing the same way. And we'll start with what I have: power SW, power switch, and reset switch. So plus minus. The power switch and reset switch don't actually say plus minus on them, whereas the hard drive LED does. So we'll line these up with the text facing the same way, see where we get. So the plus on the hard drive LED needs to face down. So plus closest to us. And you can strip these all the way back. PLED plus goes on top. Oh, those Asus Q connectors are feeling pretty good right about now. Kind of like after you're done with it, you don't ever think about it again, but wish I had it going on. Okay, so there's no indication of what's plus or minus. Guessing the plus is the one with the arrow. Let's just whip out the Be Quiet manual real quick. No indication anywhere in the manual. So what I'm actually going to do is just pull out the hard drive indicator. I did email Be Quiet about the standoff issue, so we'll see what they say about that. At this point though, it's just one missing. So it's honestly okay. I'm not super thrilled about it, but it's okay. Just set that top protector for the side. Maybe you guys can see through the top a little bit that way. Okay, I'm actually going to remove the hard drive one and see if there is an arrow. There is an arrow on the plus. Okay. Like, you could do the indicators on the other 2 pin. Why couldn't you do it on these ones? Or just separate them into individuals? Okay. Reset goes on what is the top for me. So it goes reset plus to the left, minus to the right. There is a dead pin, so you have to. Yeah, the text faces the opposite way, so it's a bit obnoxious. Okay. Then the plus goes to the right with this one. So the text faces each other. Jiminy Christmas. Gotta love doing those. Alright, now that it's in, we can just retract the cabling. Whew, stressful. Okay, those are done. So yeah, relying on the manual to tell you what order to do things is probably not the best choice. Okay, we're not connecting any SATAs to the motherboard at least. Well, we will be to the PSU, but we'll attach everything to PSU at the very end, tighten up all the cables down there. Save us some time and space that way. So what we need now are the, looks like it's an 8-pin. And ATX 24-pin. Oh my gosh, my wife and child are being hilarious downstairs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is like too many pins. I don't know. Just a guy who wants to plug in his motherboard. Okay. Let's just see if we have the Corsair. I mean, there only was one. Yeah, it's only the 124 pin, so it's not like I'm like mixing it up somehow. Then just line up the notch with the groove on the motherboard. That's like the easiest way to do these I found. Got a little jamming these in. And your motherboard is attached to standoffs. Applying like uneven pressure. Come on. It's like being all kinds of kinky and not in the fun way. Come on, dude. There we go. Jiminy Christmas. My wife and son are practicing frustrated sounds. Should have been practicing that yesterday when the screws were mislabeled. We opened a box of nothing. Okay, I want these to push through, not to the other side. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty clean. I'd like to tighten this up just a little bit more, but I also don't want to like wail on it. Sweet. I mean, Cable Mod does a better job with like braiding the cables, but I honestly like as long as it looks pretty nice, and these Corsair ones look pretty nice, I'm happy. Especially with white, where like with black, it needs to be super organized to look really good, but with white, it's just like, just not ruining the color scheme. And it's accomplished its duty. Okay, yeah, we have filters down here, so that's why this fan is soaking up. So we can't cover it. Well, I guess we could, but it would reduce its efficacy and its lighting. So that is where it is. Okay, now the 8 pins are up here. Which is not great. Okay, we need 2 CPU power pins. Okay, I'm going to actually go get the covers because I need to figure out where to put these cables. There's a greater than 0% chance we need to move some stuff. Okay, so they won't fit under there anyway. Trying to see if it would fit under this tiny little slit at the bottom. Don't think that's happening. Ooh. Okay, the IO shield just might be ruining our day here. Like so close. Oh no, it's not the IO shield. It's the little clamp to hold the fan cable down for this rear fan. And that's just not wanting to cooperate. Go on, you can do it. Alright, well, this back one we're probably not going to be able to get on. I don't know, I'll give it another try here in a second. Let's get this front one on first, just so we know how much wiggle room we have for the other one. Come on. But honestly, if we can't get the back one on, it's not the end of the world, because we do need, oh my gosh. Like backwards or something? I think it's... Looks like it's the same, but apparently it's not. I think we're SOL a little bit here. That's okay, that covers most of it. Like, part of the power supply is going to show up here. But now we can use this little slot at the bottom to feed up these 8-pin cables. Okay. Okay, let's get both cables up and then plug them in. Now on the power supply. Remember, the one nice thing about this case, it does have this removable power supply tray. So you'll just kind of pull that out and look at it. And check and see, okay, that's where all those pins go. And we can tell where they're coming from. Okay, yeah, so the 24-pin ATX does have the 2 separate slots on this one. 4x4 CPU goes here, it looks like. Then the peripherals and SATA go there. So we're just going to set that here just as a nice reminder. And I think what we'll do is make sure the text for these is on bottom side just so we don't mix them up. So we know exactly where they're going right here. They're not going anywhere. And you know, nominally we could just look up and see, but just makes it really easy when I have a mess of cables down on the other side later on. Just know, okay, yeah, that is where that goes. Okay, now the fun part. These are like my least favorite cables to attach, by the way. Just because the kink is so severe. Well, I actually think doing the closer one first is probably the wiser choice. Okay, you will hear a satisfying click. Man, not at all convincing me those screws are holding this motherboard in place. I mean, like, the only thing that hangs from this motherboard is, I mean, the CPU cooler. But that's wherever the motherboard goes, that goes. It's mounted in beautifully. You can kind of use these couple little notches here. Alright, I know that's not what that's meant for, but sure does work well for that purpose. And since we can't get this in with that with the AIO shield pressed up against it, it just needed like another millimeter of clearance. It's kind of annoying to me that doesn't work. I mean, I know most people aren't going to build this inverted, but yeah, it's inversion ready. You gotta put up or shut up on that one. Okay, CPU power is in. We're not doing any SATA cable power. So now the front audio connector. It's up here in the top right. So let's see what other cables we have going on back here. HD audio. Guessing it's that one. Just guessing it's J-odd1. Yep. We are seated and good to go. And that cable back there. I think what we're going to do here is this fan tray, even though it is like really easy to take out, remove, replace, yada yada yada, is also nicely constructed to fit some zip ties up in there. So even though that wasn't necessarily what it was intended for, we can do that. There's also cable management locations here on the underside. We can also use those. So we have some options. Tuning controller connector. I don't think we have a tuning controller. You can do an add-on Thunderbolt card, but I don't think we have that. Good to know though. Okay, USB Gen C. It's on the right side, and then it's labeled JUSB 4 right there. So we're going to feed this through right here. Go ahead and connect that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This might actually like fit between some of these, or just up on the top one. This one is still all wonky. Doesn't want to cooperate. Did a number on that one. Okay, USB front panel 3.2 connector. I think is just below that. JUSB 3. We do have one of those. Just punch this through right here. We'll push that back as soon as we get this seated in just a second. So one weird thing about inverted is that it's not like totally flipped, right? Like it's just upside down. Everything is on the same side. So, you know, most of your cable management would happen on this side anyway. So nothing has really changed in terms of the functionality of everything being set over to the sides. So it's not in the way so that it doesn't like look bad, quote unquote. See if we can get these working just a little bit better. Not bad. Although it might be better to get this one to go all the way down with its brother. I'm thinking on bottom is best for this one too. All right. USB 2.0 connectors. I don't think we're using any USB 2. Just check to make sure all these cables are done. I think the one remaining cable for the case is the fan control. Which I think we'll just plug in. Where it goes, even though no fans are even plugged into it. later on I might want that, and I just don't want to. I don't want to mix it up with other things right now. So. Okay, and then I think that there is a separate chassis intrusion connector, huh? Never heard of that. Yeah, okay, I see the Corsair fan controller, so that's nice. J rainbow strips. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna need SATA connectors for each of these. Oh, we're done with this. I just don't want to worry about forgetting about this. Alright. SysFan 1. I'm guessing that's for the AIO. It's kind of just like in the middle of the board. Weird. I want to see something. No, the screws seem to be holding it. Okay. Okay, I promise to stop playing with it. That's what she said. Debug code LEDs, easy debug LED. SysFan. Okay, well now I think it's time to whip out our instructions for the Commander Core Pro. These other modules. The only thing we need to keep in mind here is I think we'll do front of the case as 1, 2, 3. Full stop. I have nothing more to say. Which is proving to be fun. Okay, these are PCIe cables. We will set these aside, so we'll likely need them. Pretty sure the 3080 uses all 3 of those. Could be wrong though. Might be mixing up with the 3090. Don't know. Never had one. Okay. QLRGB fan. Let's read the fan prompts first. Although I don't think we need one of these. These Molex? Wow. New Corsair was still providing Molex support, but hey, you know, you have it in case you want it. Turn your system off prior to installing cords and cables. Yeah, no kidding. Find a location for the cord that allows connection for all the fan's RGB LED cables installed in your system to reach the cord, then mount it with the provided mounting strips. Okay, we are looking for a USB 2.0 header. I think we only get like a few system fans here. By the way, we know we need this big bad boy. I plan on doing the front fans all into one of these other headers. Okay, they do give you like double stick tape. But we're not going to use that yet. Like, not until I'm all done and ready to like cinch up all of the cables, which will be like the very final project after we do the AIO. Right now we just need to get everything plugged in. Yeah, so the Pro connector goes in here. I just think this is supposed to go into USB. I don't think there are enough pins, so even though it says Corsair, we're not plugging it in there. We are looking for a USB header, and we'll go for USB 1 or 2. Actually, there was one on the other side since I need to do cables there anyway. It's kind of annoyingly like directly over the top. Alright. And we're just plugging this one in now, though we won't need it until we get the AIO. Just because we want this to go into slot 1. Then we'll work up all the other ones in order. This just goes neatly into the USB slot here. Easy peasy. We'll get our temp probes set up as part of this process as well. I think these are all the fan connectors. I need to take a little break, so come back for the next video. We're going to end it here. We got those connected. Everything's connected to the motherboard at this point, except for the fans. And I want to do a little bit of reading on that, make sure we're doing it correctly. Until next time though, friends, good luck out there, have some fun, keep on building. Bye for now.